AFTV, Frank, disappointing defeat tonight. What went wrong out there tonight, bro?
Well, I was looking forward to today. I wasn't here for the last Champions League game. It was obviously a pleasure to cover the information station as always. And I expected it to be a lot better than what I saw today. Obviously, tactically, you got it wrong. Can't really say too much about, the starting 11 because it was a very strong starting 11. And there's absolutely no way that we should have been losing to a 15th place long side with the starting 11 that we put out. Just on that starting 11, however, we've just received the news. I think James just told us. I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. But Mikel Arteta said the Saka injury isn't looking good. And there's only one person to blame for that. Can you guess who it is?
It's got to be the manager, man. I've said this before. I don't know why he's playing, Frank.
It's extremely negligent from Mikel Arteta. And you look around the league, no other manager would do that. If you had Kevin De Bruyne coming off 2-3 games in a row injured, Pep Guardiola is going to rest him in a game like this. If you had Mohamed Salah coming off 2-3 games in a row injured, Klopp's he's going to rest him for a game like this. Why on earth has Mikel played Bukayo Saka today? Everyone agreed it wasn't needed. Ironically, obviously he assists the goal, but he didn't need to play this game. So we're now in a situation where Mikel's told us it's not looking good for the Manchester City game. That's our best player, out for arguably the most important game of the season so far. And he's only got himself to blame for that, absolutely.
Why do you think he did play him? Because there's a lot of people say, yeah, play him, it's your best squad, it's a big game tonight. Bukayo Saka's fit, he's got to play. There's also an argument against that, though, Frank, isn't there? When the kid has played 87 or 88 games consecutively, has come off injured now in the last few games, we know that he's not 100% fit. And what did he last, 31 minutes and he gets crocked?
30 minutes, I think it was, yeah. I think there's a rumour going around, or I'm not sure if we just debated it on the panel, that maybe it's Bukayo Saka in his ear telling him, yeah, I'm fine. But ultimately, that isn't, and I don't blame Bukayo if that is the case, because obviously he's a professional footballer, he gets paid to play football, he loves the game, he will want to play. But ultimately, that isn't Bukayo's choice. As the manager of the club, if you're in this situation, you've got medical staff for a reason. You get the opinion of the medical staff and you make a decision of your own. It's not up to the player to decide whether he starts a game or not, or whether he believes he's fit. You need to follow, stats don't lie and medical reports don't lie. So if he wasn't obviously ready, which he clearly wasn't because he went down within 30 minutes, why on earth is he on that pitch? It doesn't make any sense to me, Dan. It really doesn't.
No, it's madness. Listen, it wasn't a great performance. Does this give you any kind of doubts going into this group stage now and say that perhaps we should be looking at this group a little bit more seriously than perhaps we have already? When we got the draw, a lot of Okunas were really happy with the draw. Has this put a downer on your Champions League predictions so far?
No, it's not put a downer on my Champions League predictions. Ultimately, I still think we'll top the group. But when you look at it, apart from the reverse fixture, this was supposed to be the easy game. This was supposed to be the one. The 2 games against Lens were supposed to be the ones where we get 3 or 4 goals and get the goal difference up. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out that way, and we've got to go to Sevilla away. That's going to be a pretty challenging match. We've got to go to PSV away, a very respectable team, despite beating them 4-0 at the Emirates. It's a hard place to go to. So we've wasted an opportunity here to pick up some points early on.
Yeah, big time. Listen, we're going to the weekend and we've got to bounce back. This is a huge game, Frank, and I want to get your thoughts on where we go from here and what Mikel needs to do to get this team firing again.
I mentioned that we weren't there tactically today, and I've mentioned this in the past. The way we played last season, the tactics, the way the team was set out, we nearly won the league. And I'm a firm believer if it's not broken, you don't need to fix it. Why on earth have we gone changing? It doesn't make any sense to me. I think this needs to be the wake-up call to, try and revert to a similar system to what we saw last season, because it clearly worked. Obviously, we got a bit burnt out at the end, but this current system clearly isn't working. It's all good winning 4-0 against PSV and Bournemouth, but, when these big games against Man City come up, you need to go with what you know from last season worked for a majority of the season, and that's the only thing that's going to get you the positive result. But in terms of, the lineup, like James said, Partey hasn't kicked a ball for a few months, but if we go into that game and the lineup's announced and I don't see a midfield 3 of Thomas Partey, Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard, I'm probably going to offer Mikel out for a fist fight because that is probably it's arguably one of the best midfield threes in the Premier League. It would be insanity not to play that midfield three against Manchester City, the best team in the league, arguably the best team in the world. But knowing Mikel at this current moment in time, he'll probably put Partey back at right back, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Let's hope we bounce back. Big up, Frank.